Live and popping here. Yes, today's topic. First I'm gonna ask you, what's great with you, man? What that energy at? I ask you what's great with you because we're so quickly looking for what's not great with us. So if I'm giving you a hint or pushing you in to ask you what's great with you, that's self-inquiry work if you haven't paid any attention. But today's topic, and I want to speak about this a little deeper, about hate to love. And my hate to love energy I spoke about today was about me and my mom. Um, just being exposed to sex way too early. She being a young mom, and then her being molested at age 7. That was one picture I had in my mind. So I was hating that. But for me to get out of that hate love for my mom, I had to recontextualize. Like, she put her life on the line for me one time. Like, some dude shooting at us on I-95, and she swerving towards them, trying to wreck out with them. So when we understand that, and we say fuck it, and like most time we say fuck it, that means like, no, we ain't thinking about it. Whatever happens, happens. And when we say fuck it, it's such an empowering thing, because now it's like, let me give you an example. If somebody accused you of something and you kept saying no, because you might be trying to spare their feelings. Well, I do this because sometimes I try to spare people's feelings, or I used to try to spare their feelings. So if somebody asks me a question, I say no. I say no. I'm like, all right, fuck it. Yeah, this is what happened. And when you release that and say fuck it, you just feel better, you know. And also understanding that hate to love, especially when it's a family member or a relationship. But remember, the body holds the memory. So if the body holding the memory, it could be a scent, it could be a memory, it could be something that you see. It could trigger that body into missing your mom, your granddad, your auntie, your sister, or relationship, because we never gave ourselves the proper space to actually clear that old energy, or even not even clear it, recognize that the energy is still there. Because we love, just because might not be with somebody or around somebody, we still love them because we went through something with them. And when we go through something with them, there's a bond that connects us. So that's a love that's almost everlasting. You might not be around that person, you might not even deal with that person, but it's still a undertone of love that's there. We might not want to accept it, but it's there. If we don't recognize, I had to recognize that within myself and acknowledge that. And when we do, that's a form of shadow meditation, that we allow ourselves the time and space to just sit back and feel what the body wants to feel, allowing it to be okay, and then we're following that feeling to the cause of what's going on with that feeling. It's almost like you have a child that wants to tell you something, but we keep ignoring it, we keep pushing away. Same thing with our body. It's trying to tell you something in a painful way, and most of the time we don't want to feel pain. But when we say fuck it, we ain't worry about that. We gonna grow through that pain. And when you say fuck it, it's like, okay, you in pain anyway. So you might as well be in pain as you're growing and evolving through this new knowing system that you have, as you leave the old shell of this belief system. And it's a little turbulence, because me myself, when we so used to stressing, or so used to being anxious, or so used to not having security, whether it be our living situation, whether it be our car situation, whether it be a relationship situation, just the instability of it, that's root chakra. Now we're dealing with sexual energy. We're dealing with other type of energy. We're dealing with aggression. And then with aggression and sexual energy, if it's not spoke about, if it's not cleansed and released, now we're even being intimate to aggressive. And intimacy shouldn't be aggressive like that. You know, that's because we haven't quite released that unfinished energy. And you know, and all this stuff gets clogged up in the body. What's in the body is our chakras. Each chakra represents your energy wheel. That energy wheel gets clogged up. That energy in there's kind of it's stagnated. So now it can't circulate as fast as it want to, and it's heavy. It becomes dense. When we recognize it by speaking about it when it comes up, through breathing and meditation, allow yourself to feel it, through writing and journaling, um, just through whoever it is, you just want to be able to release it and just acknowledge it. That's all it is. Don't We can't redo the past. We can't hit reset and start over. That's not what it is. And when we hate to love something, we gotta look at, why do I hate to love this situation or this person? It's something tied up in there. And unless we look at the core of it and just stop looking at the result of it, we're gonna stay intertwined within it because it's energy. We might not be able to see it, but we still can feel it. Point in case, let a song came on that you and your ex used to play, or a smell or whatever, it can trigger that just like that. Now your body feels some type of way. Now, if you're not mindful enough to catch it, that will take your consciousness and shift your whole mood. You trying to figure out, hey, what happened? Your consciousness just got kidnapped. So that's why when that happens, because it happens to me, it still happens now. So when it happens, I have to pause. I get my attention back. Hmm. Hmm. That means it's time to pause. Hmm. We have to flow with life. Things gonna happen. When things happen, how are we going to respond to it? I'm no longer trying to control. I'm going with the flow of life in this positive energy. When we look at life from a higher awareness or higher consciousness, life starts reflecting back how we're looking at it. If we if we have any ingredients of fear that we're not being mindful of every time it comes up, it's always going to sabotage what we have, because fear and love can't occupy the same space. That's like trying to put oil in water. They're not going to gel together. They're going to repel. You want it to gel and not repel. So there's nothing wrong with the fear, but you have to acknowledge. Only way we can transcend something if we acknowledge that it's present without judging it. And as we move forward, by like my grandfather, one of his favorite cliches was analyze the situation and make the proper adjustment. Thank you, Roosevelt. Great. So I'm always analyzing. And my life is a theory. It's not a fact. It's a theory because something could come up that I wasn't aware of that makes a lot more sense. So I can release what I have without defending it, because I'm not that. I'm consciousness working on remembering my divinity. So allow ourselves to approach life with an open mind and an open heart, and hopefully we will remember our ancestral heritage by stopping hating to love. Because just think about it for a second. When I was hating to love my mom, it was based on me allowing that melodramatic, that depression, that anxiety to build up stuff against that. What about the other side? What about the brilliant stuff about that? So I had to decide to look at my mom for the beautiful things she did, not those few things that she did, and look at it from a whole perspective. Allowing, now being especially now, we blame our parents for things, I definitely get it. But look at ourselves now as we get older and put ourselves in our parents' shoes and kind of see where they were mentally, especially without the technology, without the technique, without the mindfulness, and kind of take a break on them, man. They were doing the best they can with what they had back then. And when I released the hate to love energy, guess what? Number one person, when I started recognizing what it was me. I was hating to love myself because I felt like if I saw my mom or my grandma, my uncle or aunties, and I saw a trait in them that I didn't like, that automatically started making me hate myself. So now I've been doing this for like a couple of years now. I'm just recognizing, have putting words to it. When they come around, it gives me an opportunity to appreciate aspects of myself and have sometimes uncomfortable conversations in an open relationship with my family to get an understanding without being defensive. Because when somebody isn't understanding you in the spiritual world, they're calling you weird, they're calling you that, and they ask you a question, don't don't I just get defensive, get aggressive, want to cuss them out. You should know, rah, rah, rah. But this is an opportunity for me to actually teach them something about what I'm growing through, and that might just drop a seed and grow something within them. If I'm not being defensive, if I'm not allowing that ego to kick in, because that ego kick in and it kidnaps my consciousness, I'm not able to be present to learn the lesson about what's going on right now. Now, if I want to heal, I have to continuously be present. And the only thing that's totally present is the body. And what keeps us present is breathing. If I'm thinking about something, 9 times out of 10, I'm not working on breathing in my nose, out my nose. If I'm if I have a high percentage of my time being occupied with breathing in my nose, out my nose, making sure my belly button expanding and contracting, I'm not gonna have too much time to think. And by me not thinking, now I'm oxygenating my brain, I'm oxygenating my organs. I'm also going in the deeper lobes of my lung, letting out all the carbon monoxide out. And now it's helping me see a whole lot clearer. It's helping me get out of that limbic system, which is the part of the brain that deal with behavior and emotional responses. So we're dealing with a behavior or emotional response. We can't deal with that with the thinking part of our brain. That's too high level. We need to get into that with feeling, which you deal with the limbic system. We have to actually sit and allow yourself the space to feel. And once you follow that feel back, like it's going to trace you back like a like water flows down here. It's going to flow down here, and when it comes to that pool, you can see the cause of or the story of what happened. It could be something in your childhood that you overlooking. It could be some traumatic, so traumatic that you blocked it out in your mind like it never happened. Just because intellectually you blocked it out, that limbic system in your mind remembers it. It could be a certain trend or somebody to touch you a certain way or hold you a certain way. We have to release it. And once we release it, now we allow space for that a new energy to take that place. Because the law of the mind is in order to remove something, I have to replace it with something. So if I have doubt in my mind, I gotta put security in my mind. If I have fear in my mind, I have to replace that with love. You follow what I'm saying? So we have to replace that and look at, like, why am I so fearful? Fearful. Why am I so anxious? Why am I so depressed? What am I doing to myself, or what am I around that's activating that's within me? And when it becomes activated and see the cause of it, now we can breathe and release. It's a time to release now. That guilt and shame, that family, that the different thing that's in our DNA from the family, it's not going to release all of a sudden and we don't want it to. It's going to release slowly. But understand, like I'm talking about deep in the family and relationships, we have a hate to love with those because it's something that happened. We feel like they did something to us. With my mental instability, most of my 95% of my relationship I was in, I was functioning under low self-esteem. So how could I possibly be mentally there for somebody else if I'm understanding what's going on with me? So not understanding the ramifications of head trauma and whatever else that we go through, bipolar with aggressive tendencies, schizophrenia. I'm not saying breathing is the key to all, but it gave me the ability to kind of pause and take my consciousness back and say, you know what, fuck it. I don't want to feel that way no more. And once I said fuck it, I realized that I didn't want to kill myself. I just want to kill the way I was talking to myself inside my head. I was hating myself but trying to love myself at the same time too. So now it's a resistance on the inside. We have to truly not say this for other people, but say this for ourselves that I truly accept myself right here, right now, within this breath, as I am, as I evolve to how I see myself. And when I say evolve to how I see myself, are we doing that same work to make sure that the picture we see, we are physically achieving that? It's not going to be easy, but who said it was? We have to retrain and unlearn the old belief system and adapt ourselves to a new knowing system. We have to attach it back into our body. We got to get so much out of our head because we're trying to outthink how we're feeling. And that feeling, that's what the healing is. So we have to allow our body to feel what it's feeling. Because remember, the body is a subconscious mind. So if I keep ignoring it, I keep trying to intellectualize it, that's not where it's at. We have to learn how to release it from the body. That's in the limbic system. That's the part of the brain that deals with behavior and emotional responses. And we're in survival mode, that's in the limbic system. Fight or flight, that's the limbic system. We're in fear, that's the limbic system. The cortex cannot touch that. Most of our shadow stuff is in the limbic system. It's not the intellectual, not the thinking about it. What's up, young
What's
guy?
great with
Yeah, man, everything lovely. See, hey, man, I can't,
you? Energy, yeah.
I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't, what the word I want to
What
say?
you?
I can't plan that. Yeah, I'm live right now. My young God come give me some love.
Basketball.
Yeah,
I got a hoop.
so train
Yeah,
of
it's a
thought.
hoop in my room. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
break it down.
Yeah. So yeah, man, the relation that the hate love relationship is so at the foundation of in most relationships because if we have a bad relationship with our parents, most of our relationships gonna be off and dysfunction, especially fellas with our mothers. Like that was my memory one thing. I had to heal relationship that I had with my mom, and that helped me heal relationship I'm dealing with women right now. Didn't understand that. Now having a relationship with myself, understanding who I am, what I like, what I don't like, what I will do, what I won't do. Understanding who I am spiritually, meaning on the inside, not what the outside world is. So releasing that hate to love and looking at my mom from a total different light. The sacrifice she gave. Literally, she sacrificed her life twice. One time on the birthing table, and the second time on I-95 at dude shooting at us. So let's try to release, especially those family members that we have to see all the time. Let's find some type of way. It's not for them; it's for you. Because in order for me to hate to love them, I have to allow hate to reside in my body, and that's not a good vibe to have. So we want to be mindful of what energy we are carrying and what energy we are allowing to be within our body. So that's why I ask you, where your energy at? Where your energy flow, where your energy go, your consciousness flows, man. So we have to be very mindful of that, understanding what it is and what it isn't. So that hate to love is understanding that the people that are so dear to us, we have a bond that has happened, and we just can't release it like that. So giving time, understanding, hey man, this is how I feel. And allow yourself the right, what's up, God? And allow yourself the right to feel the way you feel. All right? So any questions, any comments, leave in the box down below, and let's have a conversation. It's not about me. It's about us. So anything I said that did make sense, or you want me to go a little more in depth about it, leave it in the comments down below, or you can even email me. Namaste NAMASTE thug at gmail.com. Use that for networking. Definitely love collaborating on these videos, having conversation, and getting different perspectives on you guys' views, you guys' experiences, because there's no right or wrong way. I'm giving you my way of way that I was able to heal myself through depression and anxiety or whatever. As long as you get there, like that's the main thing. I'm just kind of giving you like a small blueprint of what I did for myself. Hopefully this video helped you in a situation. Hopefully it makes sense. If it did, like, share, and subscribe, and look for more videos. Until then, namaste, thug. True heart under God. Love yourself unconditionally. And if nobody tell you this today, I love you. I know that everything you need is inside you, and I know that you know that already. So prove yourself right. Don't worry about proving nobody else wrong. Namaste, thug. True heart under God. Peace.
Put it out. A little upon the spirit.
Oh, okay.